Saint Theresa of Lisieux died when she was 24 years old, but already experienced influenza pandemic worse than coronavirus pandemic that we're now facing. Approximately 1 million people died from the Russian flu worldwide. Theresa wrote about this ordeal in her autobiography. At the end of 1891, the Russian flu also infected the Carmelite monastery where Saint Theresa entered. She was only 18 years old at that time. 2 other nuns and Theresa were slightly affected by the disease. Together, they were able to take care of all the other nuns who are sick. According to Theresa, it is impossible to imagine the heart-wrenching state of a Carmel throughout those days of sorrow. Also, the nuns who suffered the worst were taken care of by some other nuns who could hardly drag themselves about. Death was all around us. When the nun had breathed her last, we had to leave her instantly to care for the other sick ones. On the day of Theresa's 19th birthday, January the 2nd, 1892, Mother Subprioress died from the flu. After assist with the infirmarian during Mother's agony, and 2 more deaths quickly followed. One of them was Sister Magdalene. One morning, when it was time to rise, Theresa had a feeling that Sister Magdalene had already died. The corridor was very dark. No nuns have left her cell yet. Theresa decided to go to see Sister Magdalene. I found her dressed, but lying dead on her bed. I was not in the least afraid, and running to the sacristy, I quickly brought a blessed candle and placed a wreath of roses on her head. The parable of the wise and foolish virgins waited for the coming of the bridegroom until the late at night with lamps lit could be the inspiration of the lighted candle. Sister Magdalene had waited all her life for the coming of Christ the bridegroom. He has now come and has taken her to heavenly banquet. Sister Magdalene's offerings of one's life are witness God's presence is now rewarded with the crown of eternal glory, as symbolized by her wreath of roses. This is how Saint Theresa Lisieux looks back at that time. Amid all this desolation, I felt the hands of God and knew that His heart was watching over us. Our dear sisters left this life for a happier one, without any struggle. An expression of heavenly joy shone on their faces, and they seemed only to be enjoying a pleasant sleep. Theresa writes that, during all these long and trying weeks, I had the unspeakable consolation of receiving Holy Communion every day. How sweet it was! For a long time, Jesus treated me as a spoiled child. He came to me daily for several months after the influenza had ceased, a privilege not granted to the community. I had not asked for this favor, but I was unspeakably happy to be united day after day to my beloved. For a 19-year young girl, she overcame all her fears while staring at sickness and death. She exercised her love and trust in God by caring for the sick nuns. Many Catholics do not realize how precious is the gift of the Eucharist. Saint Theresa was very blessed to have the comfort of receiving Holy Communion daily because of her role as a sacristan preparing for daily Mass. In those trying times, she was united with God in the Holy Communion. Nowadays, due to current coronavirus pandemic, we can only receive spiritual communion. But in this adversity, we can still learn from Saint Theresa's trust in God's providence.
Have you subscribed our channel yet? If not, please remember to hit subscribe and this bell to see our new videos when they go live.